Hello, my wonderful little listeners. Gather round close, because today we're going on a magical adventure to a place filled with green grass, sparkling water, and feathery friends. Our story begins on a sunny farm a very, very long time ago, where a very special mama duck waddled with her wobbly feet. Can you imagine a farm with big red barns and happy animals? Mama Duck was sitting on her cozy nest, patiently waiting for a very exciting moment. She had laid many eggs, round and smooth, and soon something wonderful was going to happen. One bright morning, Mama Duck felt a little wiggle, then a wobble, then a tiny tap, tap, tap. What do you think was happening? Tap, tap, tap went one egg, then another. Soon crack, out popped a fluffy yellow duckling, chirping, peep, peep, and then another and another. Oh, they were so cute, all fluffy and yellow, just like sunshine. Mama Duck beamed with pride. But wait a minute. There was one egg left, much bigger than the others. It was a very big, grayish egg. Mama Duck waited and waited, wondering,
why isn't this egg hatching?
have you ever had to wait for something super exciting? Finally, after a long, long wait, the big egg wiggled, wobbled, and cracked. A little creature poked its head out. But this one wasn't yellow. It was gray, with a long neck, and it looked quite different from its fluffy yellow brothers and sisters. Quack, it asked, sounding a little confused. The other ducklings looked at it and then whispered, Mama Duck loved all her babies, but even she wondered why this one looked so different. And the other farm animals, like the chickens with their cluck, 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 and the cows with their big moo, looked at the gray duckling with curiosity, then with a little bit of confusion. Our little gray duckling felt a tiny bit sad, even though Mama Duck tried to give it the warmest cuddles. But what was it feeling inside? Can you guess? One sunny afternoon, the yellow duckling splashed and played in the cool, clear pond. Splash, splash, splash! They went, having so much fun. The gray duckling waddled closer, its heart wishing it could join in. Can I splash with you? It chirped, trying to sound brave. But the yellow ducklings looked up, then quickly swam away.
No, you're different. You're not like us. Ugly Duckling.
Oh dear, how do you think that made our little gray friend feel? It stood by the edge of the pond, watching them play, feeling a lump in its throat. It just wanted a friend. Feeling lonely, the gray duckling decided to try to make friends with the other animals on the farm. It saw some fluffy white lambs skipping in the field. Baa, baa, they bleated happily.
Hello?
But the lambs just looked at its long neck and gray feathers, then scampered away. Next, it saw a wise old pig rolling in the mud. Oink, oink, went the pig. The duckling tried to say hello, but the pig just grunted and turned its back. No one seemed to want to play with it, just because it looked a little different.
Why won't anyone be my friend?
A tiny tear rolling down its cheek. It felt like it didn't belong anywhere on the farm. With a heavy heart, the little duckling decided to leave the farm. Maybe, just maybe, there was another place where it could find friends who wouldn't care that it looked different. It waddled away, past the fields, and into a big green forest. The trees were tall, and the leaves whispered secrets as it passed. It met some wild ducks, brown and sleek, in a quiet marsh.
Quack!
But they just flew away, startled by its unusual appearance. Then winter came. The air grew cold, and soft white snowflakes began to fall, blanketing the world in white. Our little duckling shivered, all alone, with no warm nest and no friends. It was so cold and so lonely. Would it ever find a home? What do you think will happen to our brave little duckling now? Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The little duckling grew bigger and stronger, even though it was still all alone. The cold winter finally started to melt away, and a gentle spring breeze swept through the land. The snow disappeared, revealing bright green grass and tiny colorful flowers peeking out from the ground. Everything felt fresh and new. One sunny morning, the now much larger bird found itself by a clear, sparkling pond. It bent its long neck to take a drink, and guess what it saw? Its reflection! But it wasn't a clumsy gray duckling anymore. Oh no! What it saw was a magnificent, graceful bird with long, elegant white feathers and a beautiful curving neck.
Is that me?
Completely amazed, its heart fluttered with a new feeling, a feeling of wonder and surprise. Just then, a family of the most breathtakingly beautiful white birds glided silently onto the pond. Their feathers shone like snow, and their necks were long and graceful, just like the reflection our friend had seen. They were swans, regal and majestic. The young bird felt a pull, a strange sense of recognition. Hesitantly, it stepped into the water and began to swim towards them. The other swans didn't fly away. Instead, they swam closer, their big, dark eyes looking at it with kindness. One of the large swans dipped its head gently, as if saying,
"Welcome."
And the young bird realized, with a joyous flutter in its chest, that it was exactly like them. It wasn't a duck at all, it was a beautiful swan. Swimming among its new family, the young swan felt a warmth spread through its heart that it had never felt before. The old sadness melted away like the winter snow. It looked back towards the distant farm where it had spent its early days. and it understood.
Different.
It wasn't ugly,
Special.
it was just different from the ducks. It was a swan, and this was where it truly belonged, among its own kind. Gliding on the water with pride, our beautiful swan lived happily ever after, flying high in the sky with its family, its white feathers gleaming in the sun. It learned that being different isn't a bad thing at all. In fact, being different is what makes each of us special and unique. True beauty isn't about what you look like on the outside, but about the kindness in your heart and the confidence to be yourself. So, remember, my dear friends, you are all wonderfully special, just the way you are. Be proud of your unique colors and shapes, and always remember to be kind to everyone, no matter how different they may seem. What makes you special? If you loved this story, remember to always be kind and spread smiles wherever you go. We'll have another adventure very soon.